Okay. So, we got some friends. It looks like. Hello, Erksgard and friend. Shall we chat? Bear in mind, look on our minimap right now, you can see the exclamation points. There is a red dot next to it, so definitely some enemies in our future. Are these two going to be on that list?
Freeze! Hanshan security. This office is sealed.
See, Quinn let us in. Not sure that's really going to help our case here, seeing as how they're deliberately trying to raid stuff from Quinn's office, but maybe it's worth a shot.
Lorik Keen gave me a pass in.
Keen, sorry, not
Keen?
Quinn.
Are you working for him? He's under investigation.
See, but you're here illegally?
Ananias is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keen. Ananias has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
Okay. Yeah, but you got some friends, is the thing. So I think what we've done there is essentially we just avoided having to fight two people, which, to tell you the truth, I don't even think we got any Paragon points out of that, but it just made things easier and may have actually lowered the maximum amount of experience we can get out of this, so in some ways that's a suboptimal play, if you will. But either way, we should be fine here. We've got what appears to be 3 people, 3 guards coming up on this side, and then maybe, by the looks of things, 1 person who might come down the staircase who might flank us, so this may not be the best place to set up shop. Let's at least try to disable this person here, or at least incapacitate them. So I'm thinking maybe, well, we got a lot of biotics with this team, so why don't we have Liara throw against this wall. Rex, why don't you... everyone has throw here, even including Rex. Why don't we have you warp them, and then they're dead. Okay. So, then I do think we have some people coming down here. You can see the movement. Trying to, yeah, waiting for them to come to us so that we can get more recharge on our abilities here. So this time, why don't we sabotage their weapon? Kick you out. Then we've got, yep, another one here. Okay, for you, why don't we use our throw? And that may have dealt enough damage to get rid of you. I'm not entirely sure, to tell you the truth. The aura is still trying to shoot through the wall to get you. Okay, there is someone else over here. Got some explosive containers as well, so we gotta be kind of careful of those. Those could theoretically blow up on us. There is, of course, another floor that we're seeing, so I'm not entirely sure if this person is on this floor or the other one. No, they're definitely here. Let's see. For you, why don't we have Rex throw you before you do something bad to us, although Rex was kind of far back and so is not able to do this immediately. So, why don't we also sabotage you? That's actually, I think, the first time we've had our weapon overheat. So let's see. Let's, while we're at it, decrypt some stuff hanging out over here. And we get a new pistol, heavy Krogan armor as well, and I missed what that last thing was, but it's definitely nice. I think, despite it appearing as though this is the office, I think this is actually one floor below it. It looks like this is where we're trying to go right here, but it's actually directly above us on that floor. So that's why we don't see anything in here, just trying to make sure that we aren't missing out on any other loots. But I think we're good here. And want to be very careful of those explosives there. I mean, we could activate them against our opponents to help ourselves deal some damage, but wasn't necessary this time around. We know there's at least one more person over here. Let's wait until our friends are with us so we can load up on our abilities, and it is you. And with you, the Liara can almost lift again, but you can throw. That person is down. Okay, so at least for the moment, it would appear as though we have all that stuff sorted out. And if we look here, we'll find there is, in fact, a door that we can potentially unlock. Let's take a look at this. And if we do that, then we can get in. And there are several things here for us to check out. So we've got a wall safe. Let's check that out. Start with you. Ooh, it's not the best of timing. I do like this opening. There we go. Okay, rail extension, cryo rounds, that's all good. Medical kit, I mean, we didn't need to use any med gels there, but sure. Technician kit usually means either Omni Tools or probably Omni Tools, which is one of the rarest types of gear. So in some ways, if we're like about to level up, then it could even be worth waiting to to reach another level so we get higher level gear here, but we'll take it anyway. And it's not anyways, it's just rail extension, which is weapon upgrade, and grenade upgrade as well. So, I mean, it's pretty much just your generic loot. And that, I believe, is going to be the place we're really looking for. I did see that our equipment was highlighted here. Got a new shotgun, just from, I think, fighting enemies here. Let's just verify whether any of this stuff is an upgrade for Rex. And I think, by the looks of things, the Firestorm is more or less on par with the Katana. It's just a matter of, do we prioritize the accuracy or the damage and heatsink capacity? And I think we do probably prioritize the damage and heatsink capacity, so I think we stick with the Katana 5. We could theoretically throw these shotguns on... Actually, Tornado 5 is not bad either. Is that preferable to what Rex has? No, I don't think so. We could throw on something else for Liara. I mean, she's not trained in shotguns, but if she, for some reason, finds herself wanting one, then that way, you know, she has a half-decent one, and so why don't we just Omni-Gel this? And then, I mean, similar story with assault rifles. She's going to have pretty terrible ones here. This is the Spectre gear one that we picked up at the Citadel, and just to give you a comparison for someone who actually has a decent assault rifle right now, heatsink capacity is actually a little bit worse, but the damage is way better, and the accuracy is also way better. So, this is long-term probably a weapon that we would prefer to put on Garrus, because technically speaking, I believe he has the most damage scaling, either him or Ashley. I don't remember if she's fully upgraded yet on assault rifles. She definitely is with sniper rifles, but at least short-term, fine. Putting it on Rex here, and it'll be very good for him. And it actually not only has a weapon upgrade and ammo upgrade spot, it actually has 2 upgrade spots for the actual weapon itself. So we can get heatsink, which I believe is what we had before, and then I think it just defaulted into combat scanner, which is probably not what we would prefer here. Let's instead go for, I mean, ability is not bad with an assault rifle that loses accuracy the longer you're firing with it. But damage and minus heat absorption does mean that you can't use it for as long, which is significant for an assault rifle, yes. But bear in mind, we go with the rail extension for 23% damage and minus 20% heat absorption, and then we get plus 12% heat absorption from heatsink. Then those two are almost canceling each other out from, I mean, not quite, but we're mitigating the effects of that reduced heat absorption from rail extension and still getting the damage bonus. So that means even more damage coming from Rex here, so that should be pretty sweet for him. And then, oh, we did also, did we get this? Oh no, we already changed his armor. We already made the upgrade there, so that's looking fine. Okay. And if we, is this still highlighted? I don't know why it's highlighted actually, so I think we're good here. Nothing new that we did not already know about. These look like things we could loot, although apparently they are not. So I think we're, almost good to go here, except what do we have here? Striker 6, actually. That's a high-level sniper rifle. Okay. Now let's move in toward the office. Could be right in here. And at least at the moment, looking pretty quiet. See, so we've got... That's his computer. Medkit as well, in case we do need any additional metagel. But let's start with this. Make sure we get the chance to loot it. Go. And Shredder tungsten rounds. Those are the organics damage and synthetics damage weapon upgrades that I do like because, you know, if you get the right one matched up for the given mission, then you can always make that useful. I mean, it's, I think we saw 33% damage, or maybe 30, depending on which level it is. I forget which one it is for level 5 there. But that's solid. Okay, we've downloaded the evidence from Lorg's computer. So that's big. And, well, looks like we may have company here. So, let's drop a quick save. And it is, oh, it's Kira, which is that the person we saw out front with Captain Matsuo, or whatever her title was? I think it may have been. She is shaking her head at us.
You're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
Who exactly are you?
You have me at a disadvantage, miss.
Oh, now you're gonna show some respect? I'm Sergeant Kyra Sterling, Ilanis Risk Control Services. Ananias would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
You're breaking the law for bribe money. You know what we do to dirty cops on my world?
You tell her, Rex. Yeah, see, we didn't really have a choice in the matter here. They kind of, we in fact tried to negotiate, and did negotiate, to spare a couple of them, and then everyone else just immediately rushed in and tried to kill us, so, we tried to go the peace route, to tell you the truth, so, it's kinda on you.
I didn't want to fight them. They fired first.
Well, I don't need a gun to rip you to pieces.
Okay, well, they are very keen on fighting us here, so let's see what we can do to mess with them. Let's use either Liara's Lift, or even, where are you, Singularity, to mess with all of them, like that. And that should make things quite a bit easier here. So now, why don't we throw her and try to damage her quite a bit. Well, she's down there. Rex, if you could just warp her real quick, that'd be great. I believe she is down for good here. As for her guards, may just be this one who's still standing. It appears as though there may be a couple who have come in on the bottom floor. Let's make sure you don't get the chance to use the weapons there. Headshot. Alright, we seem to have taken care of at least that group there. I think we're good on this floor. But by the looks of things, we may have a couple more friends down here. Yep. That's not the best place to be hiding trying to keep cover, let me tell you. Why don't we... Let's see, we are almost done recharging throw, but Rex is done, except... Hold on. Someone is right next to us. Rex is. Liara is kind of lagging behind, so... Rex, in theory, could follow up with a quick throw, whereas Liara, less so. In fact, you're almost dead. That throw just completely ignored your shields. That does surprise me a bit. Not entirely sure why that is. That may be the first time we've activated Marksman. Gives us extra damage on our pistol. It's useful for times like this. Is that Rex using Carnage? Is that them using Carnage? Either way, well, see, the thing is, like... Sorry, dude. No weapons for you. And also... Get out of here. You're resilient, I'll give you that. But also, say bye-bye to your head? Okay, so, these are all the explosive containers that we ultimately didn't really need to use, but I believe we've now done just about everything that we need to do over here. And fair number of enemies, yes, but tell you the truth, not so bad, and the key thing there is that the primary person, and if her name was pronounced Kira or Kiara or what have you, but she was a biotic, and so if we had not incapacitated her immediately, then she could have proved to be quite a problem, but I made a point of trying to disable her immediately. Gianna. What brings you here?
Commander, there have been reports of noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
Must have been some of Analeas's thugs.
It's probably Analeas's thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
Okay. Let's see what the deal is there. Lork wants you to break into the office. We've now, of course, done that. However, Gianna's saying she wants to speak with us at the hotel bar. Where exactly is that? Not entirely sure, to tell you the truth. I imagine it's out here somewhere. In this general area, maybe where we saw some of the business people hanging out previously. So let's just look around a bit here.
You better toe the line with the administrator. If you don't, you might end up like Laura Keene.
Oh. Hopefully not. Yes, these guys actually have, I mean, at least for Mass Effect 1, a game that originally came out in, what, 2007? A lot of lines.
There are people all over this plaza you can chat with. I'm on duty. Novaria's private property. Remember, you're here at the board's sufferance.
Anything else?
Someone murdered our people in the Synthetic Insights office. Wonder who could have done that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sergeant Sterling was killed. When we get the one responsible, we'll take turns guarding them.
Yeah, so that was the person that I believe we just killed. But let's not mention that to him.
You better toe the line with the administrator.
Yeah, so we've heard everything from this guy now. In fact, he might have entirely different lines from this guard over here, who's the one who we were talking with a bit previously.
My sergeant was killed in the SI office. I don't know how I feel about that. She was brutal.
Oh, that's one way to look at it, I suppose.
Some of the guys do side jobs for the administrator. I'll only do what Captain Matsuo says.
Now there you go. Here's a stand-up guy. I mean, we were just hearing about how a bunch of the people do take, basically, bribe money from Analeas, and this guy says, nah, that's not my style.
You know what I could go for right now? A donut.
Oh, man. This is my guy.
I'm keeping an eye on that Krogan at the hotel. He's a mercenary. Name of Ina Morda.
Okay, we did hear about that guy. That is the dude that apparently, it appears as though well, actually, the shopkeeper right here was mentioning the shipment was for. Yeah, where is this hotel? Where exactly is this bar? Oh, I think we know, actually, come to think of it. Is it not... Where was it? Up here, I think? I think this place qualifies as a bar. Maybe a hotel as well? Okay, so Laura Keene is here, but we don't want to talk to him just yet. We want to make sure that we talk to Gianna first, and that is actually, I believe, quite important. We will make a point of doing that, but before we do, let's actually head on up real quick. I do want to see what else is on this floor. The doorman?
I'm sorry. The hotel is off limits to those without a corporate account.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry. You see, you're not allowed to access this hotel.
Elder brother, it's me. I'm on Navaria now. I can't talk long. This call is costing 10 credits a minute. It's real time from the Traverse. Don't you think it would be cheap? I need some information. There's an issue here with Synthetic Insights.
Oh?
The manager, Laura Keene. He got caught with his toes wet. The office is closed by Hanshin's administrator. I need you to see what you can find out about... Are you ready for his name? Ronadril, Gon, Swa, Fosum, Karatin, Nar, Ead, Bella, and Elias.
Ah, and Elias. Okay, yep.
No, that's the administrator. The Hanshin administrator. Now, think about it. A Turian wouldn't risk getting his office closed. They don't compromise their team. That's drilled into them from boot camp. I think the administrator is using this Keen fella to draw flies from his own clutch. Of course I could look it up myself. But do you think I'm likely to get any unfiltered data through Novaria's own network? That, and it would take forever for any out-system search results to get back here. Thank you, elder brother. I have to go. Yes. I'll speak to you soon.
Interesting. This guy digging for some dirt on Administrator Ananias. What else here? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. But one thing that I wanted to see if we could do is talk to Inamorta here, who is the guy who we were hearing about just recently. Before we do that, though, let me just see if there's anything in this little area, because there is actually a terminal with average decryption. Let's see if we can make this happen. Oh, so close. Oh, I jumped the gun. There we go. Security logs. Unauthorized transmission. Not sure if you will receive this, Doctor, but it is imperative you make your way to the safe location. Your history with our organization has been leaked. Your base in the Newton system is no longer secure. I repeat, make your way to the safe location immediately. Interesting. That gave us a journal update. That certainly sounds like something that will give us a new quest. Doctor at risk, head to the Newton system in the Kepler Verge to warn the Doctor. Okay. And then for smuggling, right, we agreed to help Opal. Maybe this was the thing that was glowing a while back that we have not yet looked at. His package has been left outside the Normandy in the docking bay. So we have the option to pick up this item by the Normandy. It is for that Krogan that we just saw a moment ago. But in the meantime, let's just quickly take this. Oh, I should have gone all the way in there. I think I had the opening to make it happen. There we go. Synthetic Inside Security disabled. Okay. That may or may not have been something that we needed to do. But, or, you know, we might have jumped the gun a little bit there. But, let's just chat real quick with you, Inamorta.
What do you want?
That was a walking hand, I believe we just saw. But anyways, besides that deeply disturbing sight that we just saw, to talk to you about Opal.
I've heard Opal has something for you.
Like I care that you know? You his courier or something?
Will be. Yes.
But I haven't picked up his cargo yet.
Sit down a minute. I have a business proposal.
Oh?
I'm paying the Hanar more than I want. I'll bet he's paying you less than you want. Sell it to me directly.
So he's saying, take out the middleman. Maybe? I don't know. I'd kind of like to see what this cargo is first.
I'll consider your offer.
We'll make the right decision.
Okay. So that is another way we can potentially sort out that quest. Remember, we had the option of turning in the middleman, the Hanar, to Administrator Ananias. We opted not to do that. We could take the package and then deliver it straight to this guy, and in doing so, perhaps make a little bit more credits in the process. But we'll explore that further in just a minute. As for right now, though, let's talk to Gianna.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Parasini, Novaria Internal Affairs.
So why are you here? Also, Novaria Internal Affairs, excuse me? That, I don't believe was your job title previously.
Why is an internal affairs agent here?
The executive board knows about Ananias' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
Okay. Care to explain further?
You work for Ananias. Can't you just take his records?
He's a crook, not a moron. He doesn't keep logs on his computer saying, this month I stole 3 million credits. Keen's testimony and records are everything I need to prove Ananias' guilt in one package.
Alright, so Keen has the info you need. I mean, can't you just convince Keen to do it yourself, though?
Why don't you ask Keen directly?
I'm Ananias' secretary. You'd think he'd believe me? That he'd meet me in some dark alley with his evidence?
Alright, I guess you have a fair point there. What kind of corruption are we talking about? I mean, we've heard that, or at least we suspected, we heard rumors that it appeared as though Ananias was maybe doing something along those lines, but can you give us a little more juicy details?
I thought corruption was the rule on Novaria.
Also that.
The rule is don't rock the boat. Self-interest is tolerated if it doesn't interfere with business. Ananias is driving customers away.
Ah, okay, so that's the difference maker there. So, here's the thing. We do very much need Keen's pass to the garage. That's mostly what we're in this for.
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Alright.
In the long run, it is
Now
better
we're
to
talking.
remove the source of the problem.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either.
Thanks, Liara.
You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
Okay, pay me. Nah, we'll help you. We'll help you. It does seem like our interests align here.
Alright, I'll talk to Keen and see if I can convince him.
Thank you. You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
Okay, so let's save here. And this is an important moment because this right here on Novaria, on this mission, when we are talking about Novaria, Laura Keen, after you have fought the people who are trying to stop you from gathering the information that Keen has, and you've talked to Gianna, as we just did, what you can do is you have actually what is one of the most efficient exploits in the game. This one I would say is a glitch. It is the infinite, or at least, yeah, we'll call it infinite, morality glitch. So, let's talk to Keen here.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
And we ask him to testify against Ananias.
I finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Ananias.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
And then we do need to have either the Paragon, or rather I should say Charm, or Intimidate points in order to use one of these options. So we'll go the Charm route here, because that's what we're doing this go-round, this playthrough at least. We're focusing on Charm and Paragon.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Ananias' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
If these executives don't blame Ananias for provoking this, they're fools. You should eat them.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well. I will testify.
So there you
Make
see, we
whatever
just got
arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
24 Paragon points, which is, I believe, probably more than we've ever gotten at any one point in time thus far in the game, and one of the largest chunks you can get overall. So if we look on our squad screen here, you can see we are now just about at, maybe slightly below. No, I think we, yeah, just below maybe 50% Paragon. But if we say, talk to Keen again.
I have not been contacted regarding our arrangement yet. Are things in hand?
And then just ask him about Matriarch Benezia instead.
Did you see an Asari matriarch recently?
Yes, she caused quite a stir. It's not every day a matriarch arrives with a guard detail of commandos.
And I actually don't remember if we've talked to him about this at all, so sure, we'll push a little further. Is it odd to see a matriarch?
Is it so unusual to see a matriarch?
They rarely venture beyond Asari space. To see such an esteemed figure is surprising. Lady Benezia was also dressed for her role. An Asari in a pinstripe suit set tongues wagging among the younger male employees, so to speak.
Young males have an unhealthy obsession with my species.
Yeah, Liara, this is your mother that we're talking about here. That is pretty darn awkward. They let the commandos in?
Armed commandos were allowed on Novaria?
I don't know if they were disarmed. Of course, one can't confiscate biotic powers.
That is true.
Saren, and by extension, Benezia, is an important person. By that I mean an investor who might sell stock, if denied.
Ah, so they have the people of Novaria at their beck and call because they can withdraw their money at any given point in time. What is she doing here, though? Do you know?
You know why Benezia is here?
She claimed to be Saren's assistant, here to get a certain project back on track. I suspect she meant Peak 15.
Yeah, we know that too, or at least we suspect that too. We're looking for more details than that, though. So if we, however, after having asked you about Matriarch Benezia, if we ask you about another question.
Humans are full of questions. I should write a book about it while I have the time to spare.
You will see that we can now, once again, ask him to testify against Annihilus.
I finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Annihilus.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it. I have no interest in a public spectacle.
So as you can see here, we can basically repeat this entire dialogue chain, and to which you say, well, Lids, I don't want to go through this conversation, I just went through this conversation. But, hold on. If you, again, use the charm or intimidate option here...
Everyone on this station is chafing under Annihilus' extortion.
Then, we will still get the same results.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
If these executives don't blame Annihilus for provoking this, they're fools. You should eat them.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well.
Including getting the 24 Paragon points again. And again, that is a sizable chunk of Paragon points at that. So, you can do that as many times as you want, and you can even, say, skip through the dialogue conversation by just pressing the skip dialogue button, and make for a very quick, very efficient way to completely fill your Paragon, or in the case of playing a Renegade and having a high Intimidate stat, Renegade meters. And so, this is absolutely the best way to do that if you are interested in that. I would say that, well, as you can see here, we've done it just one additional time, and that has already given us a pretty big boost. We were at right around 50%, and now we are definitely over 50% after that. So, it's something that if you want to, you can, in fact, I mean, this one is, I would say, a glitch, and so, you know, it's kind of abusing a broken system to a certain extent to your own personal benefit. So, if you really want to, you can do a bunch of them and just get yourself maxed up pretty quickly. Similar to what we were talking about when we were looking at the... I called that one an exploit, but exploit with, say, Dr. Michelle on the Citadel and selling things to her and then buying them back from a different neighboring merchant for profit and then continuing to do that over and over again to make infinite money. I think that in both cases, it's something that, to a certain extent, is nice to give yourself a small boost, but if you take it too far, then you can get to the point where, I mean, if you get full Paragon when you're, or full Renegade, by the time you're still relatively early on in the game, then suddenly it could be as if suddenly Paragon and Renegade points don't really mean anything to you, and that certainly takes away a certain bit from the game, and because at that point you don't care about what gives you Paragon or Renegade points, and you might go completely against what was up until now the moral code of your Shepard. And similar story with the credits, you know, if you're absolutely rich and it just, money does not matter at all to you anymore because you can buy any and everything that you want, then suddenly it doesn't matter so much if you get money from quests or from defeating enemies, and that also feels like, if you're not careful, that can take away from your playing experience a bit. So for that reason, showing you how to do these things, but bear that in mind, I would recommend that it could be helpful doing it a little bit, but don't take it too far, otherwise you might find that you're missing out a bit on some of the experience. Also, from doing some of that fighting, we did pick up a little bit more gear here, by the looks of things. And so now, Lorik wants us to, or Lorik agrees, so let's port back to Gianna, because she was the one who was asking us to do that. Convince Lorik, that is. And so, I think you may need, don't know for certain, but you may need to do that, that glitch for the infinite morality before you talk to Gianna. Not 100% certain about that, because of course, you know, we're kind of looking to wrap up this quest now. So it may be sort of a one-time offer type of thing. Alright, so let's go check in with Gianna. Let's give her the evidence. Or actually, more so just confirm with her that Annaleus has... Not Annaleus. Keen has agreed to testify against Annaleus. That's the news. One other small note on that whole infinite Paragon / Renegade points glitch there. I mean, again, personally, I would argue that it's probably best not to get too carried away with it. However, just to talk about what some of the benefits are to doing it, because you might ask yourself, well, Lids, why even bother? It seems like it's just an arbitrary meter that doesn't really mean anything. Well, it does, in fact. I thought that it gave us some free Charm Intimidate points, although I was expecting for us to get one. Out of having reached 50% Paragon, but maybe, that's not when you get one. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe I'm overestimating how many free, quote-unquote, Charm / Intimidate points you do get. But, the big reason for it, or at least one of the other reasons for it, is because there are certain missions, actually, that you will only unlock after you fill your Paragon or Renegade meters by a certain amount, and it's actually a very large amount. It's roughly 80 and 90%, so that means that if it takes you a long time to fill up your meters, then you're not going to get those missions for quite some time, whereas if you very quickly fill those meters, then those missions are going to be available to you quite soon. So, let's talk with Gianna now.
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
Yes, in fact, we have convinced Keen.
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of thinking you'd be happier, but, see, the big thing was that you kind of promised to allow us into the garage.
So, how about getting me into the garage?
While you were working on Keen, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Oh.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest.
Excuse you.
Silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Well, job's done here. We should now have our pass, and now, after having dealt with Administrator Annaleus, suddenly we can, in fact, access this wall safe, which we looked at previously, but we were not able to use at the time. Let's see. Can we get these things to line up, though, please? That was never gonna work there. This will, though. Okay, Shredder rounds, again. Kinetic Stabilizer, sure. A little bit of experience, a little bit of coins. And then, was there anything else in here, or was that it? That might have been it. I think it was. Okay. Let's carry on in that case. And so we have the garage pass, and for that reason, we can, in theory, get out of here. However, before we do that, I want to make sure that we have the chance to do the assignments for smuggling, because this actually, I believe, will no longer be available to us as soon as we head out through the garage. So this is something that you want to make sure that you do before you do that. So that means now is the time to make that happen. We did also level up there. So we're now level 30. And let's see. For us, we now at least have level 1 stasis. But if we, say, take a couple points in Bastion, then we can finally get to the Master Stasis specialization here, which makes it so that enemies affected by stasis can still be damaged, which turns stasis into an extremely powerful skill. So let's go for this. And then from here on out, I think we're going to be, or at least the next several levels, we're going to be focusing on trying to upgrade stasis further. May not necessarily need to upgrade it all the way, because right now, I mean, 12.5 seconds is still a really long time, but, 17 seconds of locking down an enemy and still being able to damage them does sound pretty sweet. I don't think we're going to have enough skill points to realistically get all the way up to 21, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, also, we still have Liara and Rex. So let's go with Lift here, and let's try to get that all the way up as well to Master level. And then for Rex, I think we were going on Throw, right? And so he still has some work to do there, but he's close to getting to Advanced Throw.